of people here. I started with sort of the old school of training. How many people here started there? Right, remember that? Yeah, okay. And then I started using food, much better. Everybody's happier, the dog's happier, everybody's having fun, and that's good too. And then I met Sylvia Bishop. Has anybody here been to a Sylvia Bishop seminar? Okay, it really resonated with me for some reason. And it really, my dogs really liked it. So then I had to start sort of thinking about what was going into what was happening, because I was sort of competing and I was handling the working dog, and the dogs did really well. And I'd be at the shows and people would come up to me. And this was when behaviorism started getting very big. Karen Pryor hit the dog show scene. Everybody had a clicker, everybody had food. And they would come up, and the other thing that everybody had was these really, really big words. I didn't have any big words, okay? And I couldn't understand what anybody was saying. But, you know, my dogs would do better in the ring. So I wanted to kind of understand what was going on, and I wanted some big words too. So I went back to school. And the first thing I did after I had my first class was I just started getting asked to give talks. And at the end of the talk, people would come up and say, well, where's the book? So I just kind of turned the talks into these couple of books. And basically what these did was introduce the topic of cognition to people working dogs. It wasn't out there, and the word cognition was not out there. So when you hear people talking about cognition in the dog world now, this is kind of where it started, was with these books. So I went back and I just kept going, and I ended up getting a master's degree in psychology. And then I really, really wanted to understand the biology of behavior. Okay, so I know sort of I can observe behavior, I can set up experiments, but what's going on way, way down? And the farthest down that I thought I could get was genetics. And so I got a PhD in genetics. But I was a dog handler first. And that's sort of the way I self-identify, not really as a geneticist. And technically what I do is called cognitive neurogenetics. So now I have some big words, and that's nice, okay? But all that really means is thinking about, you know, how thinking happens and what lies underneath it. And so I still kind of like to laugh when people come up and start slinging jargon, because it's like, okay, don't. I can't even parse those sentences still. All right, so I have two major lines of dog research that are going right now. And one of them is looking at cognition in working dogs. And I've been looking primarily at working canines. And most of what I'm going to show you actually is research that deals with working canines. And you know, I kind of thought, well, should I show some of the other stuff? And I thought, you know, these dogs are pervasive now in society. When you go to the airport, right, we get on a plane, we assume it's not going to fall out of the sky, right? And sometimes that's because there's a dog that's run over, you know, the luggage or some people or the plane itself. And you know, when there's a problem on the street, the canines are some of the first that are called in, and we believe that these guys handling the canines can do what they say they're doing. So I thought, well, I'll go ahead and show this, and then because I believe that you are all very cognitive, you're going to be able to sort of think about how that relates to what you do with your dogs. And we can bring up examples of what we all do, because there's a lot of different disciplines probably going on right in this room, right? We have flyball, obedience, agility, what else? Schutzen, okay, I do French ring, good. What else?